Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. I'm going to hook you guys up with one very strong play in baseball. Yesterday, I gave you guys three different winners, one loser. If Ivan Herrera would have got a hit, it would have been another perfect day. 2 days ago was a perfect day. And then yesterday, again, was a 3-1 day. I'm going to show you guys receipts. We did a 8-2 day yesterday. That makes it a 9-day winning streak in the VIP. Check this shit out, man. 8-2 in the VIP yesterday. I'm going to bring the receipts. We've been on a 9-day hot streak, which is absolutely ridiculous, especially being right now after the All-Star break and before the playoffs. This has been an amazing run so far. So I gave you guys a few plays yesterday. I did talk about the White Sox in depth. I told you guys to go with the UFC. I gave you guys three different fighters in the UFC, but I told you I was not sure if I was going to take all three. Sure enough, I did not take this guy, Luque, and he lost. So I did a refresh after I got off the live, and then I took this girl here, Dern, and then Johnson. So again, it's a 2-1 day for the free picks, and then in the overall last 4 days, the record is 12-2 in the last 4 days for the free picks. If you have not been getting the free picks, make sure to go to the link in the description, click on free picks. It's super easy, and then you get a text alert and an email alert whenever I post picks. Do not snooze on that. It's free. Here's the receipts, guys. I'm not going to get into all crazy, but check this out. This is Dern and Johnson over here, the White Sox on the under. And then this is the first inning, a no run. I did a 3-leg parlay. I did another 3-leg parlay. And then this one, they gave me free money for DraftKings. So I risked everything that they gave me on the free stuff. And I hit almost 9 units with that, which was actually the same play, but I just took it on the free. That's the reason this was such a good day, because of that. Also took Gabriel Moreno, like I told you guys. And then this one I took live, which was Dern Bakovic. I think that's how you pronounce it. I took that one live. And then I had the under on the Blue Jays and the Yankees. If you guys want access to all the picks today, it's a $10 day card. You can check out the pinned comment for that. Again, with the $10, you're going to get access to all my picks. These are all the ones that I threw out this morning. Some of them are pick'ems, which are very good odds. What that means is that they're very good odds. So these are all props. These are under no run first inning parlays and stuff like that. So make sure to check that out if you want access to all the picks that I have for today. Like I said, I'm going to give you guys one very strong play in this video. This is probably one of the better picks that I have for the day. So I'm going to give you guys that pick in this video. I don't have a lot of time today, so I'm going to just kind of break it down pretty quickly. And then if you have any questions, leave it in a comment and I'll try to answer them throughout the day. All right, so here we go. The best performing teams. If you want access to this page right here, it's the third link in the description. And then you can just refresh this every morning, and then you'll get exactly what I'm looking at. And I'm going to show you why this is so important. Right now, in the last 14 days, we're tracking which ones are good, which ones suck. So for example, Tampa Bay Rays has been on a hot streak right now. They're hitting at a 75% hit rate. So the best performing teams right now is the Rays, the Cubs, the Padres, the Mets, and the Cardinals. This is all the reasoning why they've been on the right side over here. It gives you all the reasoning. I'm not going to break it down here, but you can come in there and check that out. Now flip that over to the worst performing teams. If you've been watching my videos, you'll see I've been talking about the Athletics. If we would have been fading the Athletics straight up every day for the last 3 weeks, we would have been winning probably 95% of those games, because they just suck and they're tanking completely. So right here, the number one worst team, Pirates is number 2. The Twins is number 3. Mariners is the fourth worst. Literally, these are the worst teams. Now, the reason that I like to look at this every single day is obviously if the team sucks, especially in the last 14 days. Baseball is all about momentum. So if we look at this right here where it says notable matchups today, you can see the Padres are number 3 and they're going against the Guardians, number 24. So that's a mismatch of 21 ranking points. Phillies are number 7 and the Twins are number 26. That's 19 ranking points mismatch. Now, obviously, you want to do your own research. Don't base everything just on this. But if I was looking at a very strong team so for example, let's just say the Guardians came up as a play today. Obviously, I'm going to be like second thinking this because Guardians are just sorry right now. 24th rank as worst. Twins are the 26th. So this is why this is so important, is to take a look at this. All right, so one of the major tools that I use now is called the Sharp Edge tool. This I built for myself, and it's been over 2 seasons now, and I just been building it and building it and building it. So now I know exactly what's working, what's not working, and then I filter out all the crap. And I actually, whenever something's working, I actually hit it harder. So anyways, if you want access to this tool, it's 7 days for free. Inside the Sharp Edge tool, one of the sub tools is MLB convergence. And what this does is that it takes which games are being pointed at. So for example, in this case, it's going to be the Blue Jays, and it's saying to take a look at the Blue Jays because the line movement is 14 cents. Now, once that's already established, then it goes into it and does the research. So it says the win probability is 56%. The deeper research is standard towards Blue Jays. Expert Insights have it listed at 83% hit rate. The OPS, meaning on-base percentage, is better. And then the projected runs, it does show that the Toronto Blue Jays should be scoring more runs than the Yankees. The next one is pointing to is the Dodgers. I'm not going to go through every single one of those. You can take a screenshot if you want and review that, but it is pointing towards the Dodgers for today. Now, again, this is just one more tool, and it's telling you where to look, but that does not mean you should take it. What I noticed is that when people log into the Sharp Edge, the first page they come to is the Sharp Plays. And for me, the only thing that I really consider to even take a look at is this top row right here where it's green. So for example, right here today, it's saying St. Louis and Chicago over 9, and the tier is strong with a confidence level of 7.5. Over here, it's also saying to take a look at the under for Toronto, under 7.5 as a strong play at a 7.5. If you scroll down, it tells you the reasoning why. I'm not going to read all this, but you can take a screenshot if you want to read this. And again, this is where people come in. As soon as they log in, they come to the Sharp Plays. Once we have all that information, I come to the today's games, and it gives me all the projections right here. So for example, the Rays, the Braves, the Marlins, the Padres, the Mets, the Cubs, the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Astros, all of those are projected to win. One of the worst things as a sports bettor is spending hours and hours and hours on research and then just for you to lose anyway. So not only did you spend your time, but you also lost money. So that is one of the reasons why I broke this down. And I'm going to show you this tool that I created. Now, this is actually part of the Sharp Edge VIP, but let me show you why it's so important, and then I'll get right into the play. So literally, I'm just saying 4 hours of research in 15 minutes, and that's exactly what it is. Because every tool that we have in the Sharp Edge is actually filtered out. On top of that, it goes into here and it says Sharp Plays verdict, one hitter, convergence best verdict, spreads verdict, line movement snapshot, and then expert play consensus. And then I'm going to be adding my own picks down here as well. So not only are you getting my picks, the VIP picks, but you're also getting all this extra stuff to take a look at. Now, just to be straight up with you, from this page that you're looking at right here, 90%, sometimes even 95% of the bets that I do come directly from this page. I don't take them 100% of the time, but it's very, very close. Once I see it that it's listed here, it's for a reason, and I take a deeper dive pretty much into everything that you're looking at in this page. If you want access to this, it's the Sharp Edge VIP section in the links in the description. All right, so the plays to consider, guys, is going to be the Blue Jays and the Yankees. I'm going to focus only on this one game today. Normally, I give you guys the full breakdown, but like I said, I'm kind of in a hurry today. So I want to make sure that I give you quality over quantity. I do have about 12 or 13 plays in the VIP already, so make sure you go check those out. The links in the pinned comment. So one of the things we're looking at here is the Blue Jays and the Yankees. So the Blue Jays and the Yankees, it opened at a 114. It's currently at a 124. You can see that it started right around the 114 area. It went down pretty much all night, overnight. And then once it hit 6 a.m., people started putting money on the Yankees, and then the line started coming back up. So that is not a good sign where this thing is coming up. If you want to hold off on this, you can hold off on it, but just be aware that once this thing starts coming back up towards the Yankees, it's not a good sign. What would have been nice is just to have it continuously to go down, because when they're favorite and they're becoming more favorite, then that's what we want to look at. So you can see the projected scores are pretty even right here, 3.5 to 3.5. The record is 61 and 64 for the Blue Jays. The away team, the Yankees, are 68 and 55. Now, if we look at the rough numbers, the Yankees do look like a better overall team. Just the overall is A compared to a C+. It's a break even on the categories. So if we take a quick glance at this, you can see the projections and the team strength. The Yankees are a better team. The categories are 6 and 6, meaning that they split the categories of stats. Toronto, it's the Sharp Edge verdict that is telling you to take a look at Toronto. Here's the reasoning. It says there's a mild reverse line move. Toronto does have Dylan Cease on the mound, and it gives you other reasoning right here. It's also telling you to take a look at the under 7.5. So those are the two things you want to take a look at in this game. Now, when we go into the Sharp read, I actually cleaned this up. It took me, I don't know, about an hour yesterday or 2 hours. to clean this up so that you can, it actually makes a lot of sense, because the way it was listed yesterday or whatever, it was kind of just one big paragraph and it didn't make sense. So now it's actually very cleaned up here. So let me just explain what this is. Toronto holds a massive starter advantage, an ERA gap of 1.29 and a FIP gap of 1.32. If you don't know what this means, just click here and you'll see what it means. So what this is basically just saying that the starter for Toronto, which is Dylan Cease, is the best pitcher on the slate. However, it is telling you that the bullpen is depleted. So what this means is that Dylan Cease is the starter. He's very good, but then the bullpen sucks. So that's something to be aware of. So it is saying to take a significant concern on the full game. Now the Yankees bullpen is available as much healthier. As you can see, this kind of looks broken a little bit. I'm going to clean that up. But for now, it's just giving you the breakdown of that the bullpen is also much healthier for the Yankees. Again, these final leans to take a look at is giving you something to take a look at, which is Toronto on the money line and the under for the total game. Just like I showed you on that previous screen, the Toronto opened up at a 114. It's currently at a 128. 55% of the bets, 61, 39% of the bets, 39% of the money, and 55% of the bets is coming in on Toronto. That's the reason this is a reverse line move. If you don't know what this means, I'll make a video on this specifically because it is very important. But when the line is shifting against the money, that's when you kind of look at the reverse line move, because the line is shifting in Toronto's favor, yet 61% of the money is coming in on the Yankees. If you don't know what that means, again, it's super important. I'm going to make a video just based on that. Reverse line move is very, very important. And in today's case, it's going in Toronto's favor. Now, we look at the totals. You can see it went from a 7.5 to a 7. You can see over here the difference between the money and the percentage of the bets. It's coming in 12% on the under, which is a sharp signal for the under. If we keep going, the expert insights does say Blue Jays in their last 6 games at home have been on fire, 83%. And also 81% in their last 11 games going on the under at home. So at home, they're very good to win and the under. Once we start looking deeper into this, it's going to start making a little bit more sense. These are live odds from DraftKings, and it is saying that they're going to go over 3.5, so that's 4. And then this one's saying they're going to go under 3.5, so that's 3. So if we do the math, 4 and 3, that's 7. And like I showed you here, the opening line was 7.5 and it's currently 7. I think it actually dropped to 6.5. So the line is shifting down. What we want when we're looking on the under is going to be strong pitching and weak batting. That's what we want. So let's take a look here. Ryan Weathers and Dylan Cease. Like I said, Dylan Cease is on fire, and he's literally one of the best pitchers on the entire board for today. He's an A-grade pitcher versus a B-grade pitcher. So again, both pitchers are decent, but this guy is much better. I'm not going to get into these crazier details, but if you click right here, it'll bring you the full breakdown of how good these batters do against the pitcher. So again, if we just take a quick glance at this, they're ranked number 30th against left-handed pitchers. These guys are ranked number 18th versus right-handed pitchers. So that works in our favor looking on the under. The bullpen, I did say, was weaker for the Blue Jays. So that is a risk that you need to be aware of. Now, the batting also is pretty weak on both teams. You can see these guys are ranked number 25th. These guys are ranked number 18th, and that's based on the last 7 days. So Toronto does outnumber the Yankees in the OPS, meaning on-base percentage, plus they outnumber them in the starting pitching, and Dylan Cease tends to go deeper into the game. So the bullpen is not the huge risk that it looks like it's going to be. So basically the way you're going to look at this is, are you going to trust the bullpen for Toronto? If not, take the first 5 innings. If you're going to trust the bullpen, then take the full game. So the Toronto Blue Jays to win straight up on the money line, or the first 5 innings. Also, I like the under a lot. The only problem, again, is the under for the bullpen. If the bullpen collapses towards the end, that's going to suck for Toronto and the under. So just be careful with that. Those are the considerations to take a look at. I did take the first 5 innings myself, but you can kind of look at everything I talked about and decide what you want to do. I actually do like the under again. We are on a 9-day winning streak. We're gaining a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers. If you haven't done so, take a moment. Make sure you subscribe. Picks, check out the VIP Sharp Edge. And if you want access to all the picks that I showed you, I think it's 12 picks right now, go to the pinned comment. You'll get that for $10 for the day. Thank you guys so much, man. Let's keep making this money.